Thank you. Well, that was a wonderful introduction. I appreciate it very much. After listening to Edith, though, I feel like I should be singing. Democrats, they're not fools. They support our public schools. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how you all feel. I feel like I have some mixed emotions about the wonderful things that are happening. By the way, Carol Fowler being elected unanimously chair is one of those wonderful things. But of course, our president, this wonderful dynamic leader we have in the White House, our two great congressmen. You know, you can't help but believe that America is going in the right direction, right? And even though we're starting in the right direction in South Carolina, we're not there yet. And we've got to catch up. And we've got to catch up fast. And this may be our only chance, maybe in a generation, to do what our state so desperately needs, and that is to bring about a change that includes the priority of public education as part of our agenda. Now, I know some of you feel the same way because you've told me that today. It's hard not to get angry, frankly, when you have a governor who is literally standing in the doorway, keeping needed resources from coming to our public schools. There are a lot of things that are happening beyond the governor. I mean, one thing I want to make clear to you, even though I think it's clear that I disagree vehemently with Governor Sanford, and I hope you all do too, I'm sure you do. It's more than Governor Sanford. We have too many Republicans in our House and too many Republicans in our Senate who are keeping our state from moving forward. So it's sort of, I used to be a high school English teacher, some of you know that. I remember teaching The Tale of Two Cities a million years ago, and the way that starts out, if you will recall, is it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And have you ever seen that be more true than this year? The national level, it's the best of times. At the state level, we've got some things that are going in the right direction, but frankly, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the edge of disaster in South Carolina because of the type of leadership, quote unquote, we presently have. Now, I just want to tell you that one of the good things, one of the things that gives me optimism is that I've had the opportunity to travel all over this state. I've done 28 town hall meetings. I've probably been in your area. Next week, I'm going to Edgefield with Bill Clyburn. I've talked to thousands and thousands of South Carolinians, and you know what? They understand. The vast majority of our fellow citizens understand that public education is the key to our future. We have 700,000 children and adolescents in our public schools. And when you think about the average lifespan now in America of about 80 years, and when you think about the fact that most of these kids are going to stay and grow up and lead their adult lives in our state, what we do for them and with them at this moment in time, during the only childhood they'll ever have, is going to determine what kind of future we have as a state for the next 40 to 50 years. And most South Carolinians get that. And because of that, we're making real progress in spite of the lack of leadership we have in the governor's mansion. Just a quick statistic so you know. This public school choice initiative is working in South Carolina. Saying no to vouchers, saying no to tax credits, but saying yes to giving parents and children and teachers more options within the public schools. Fully accountable, fully transparent, fully accessible. We have over 60,000 public school children this year in choices in our public schools, most of which didn't even exist 2 years ago. That's real progress. And when I'm talking about choices, I'm talking about Montessori classrooms. We have 170 Montessori classrooms right now in South Carolina. I'm talking about single gender options that people can choose, all boys, all girl classrooms. We have over 200 schools in South Carolina that are offering single gender options. There are only 500 in America. We have half of them in South Carolina. We're the national leader by a mile. We had 6,000 students this year taking online courses in the South Carolina Virtual School. We've doubled public charter schools in the last 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, most South Carolinians get it, that our future lies in our public schools, not in diverting tax dollars to our private schools in an effort to create a dual system. Now, I've got to tell you, in the middle of all this optimism, I'm somewhat pessimistic because, again, this year, there's a bill working its way through the South Carolina legislature, once again trying to take